imagine waking up one morning, pouring your usual cup of coffee, and discovering that the small, overlooked coin in your kitchen drawer could make you an instant millionaire. What if I told you that a simple nickel, yes, a 2007 Thomas Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, could be worth up to $973,000 today? Most people would laugh, brush it off, and go back to their daily grind. But those who listen closely, who dare to look a little deeper, might just find themselves living a life they never dared to imagine. This isn't some fairy tale or urban legend. Hidden across America are these rare coins, pieces of metal carrying stories of history, mystery, and unimaginable wealth. The 2007 Jefferson nickel, seemingly ordinary, holds a secret that only a few know. And tonight, you're going to learn exactly why collectors are fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on it. But let me ask you, when was the last time you checked the nickels in your pocket? How many times have you tossed them into a jar without a second thought? Every coin has a story, but this one has a story that could rewrite your destiny. Picture your dream home, the car you've always wanted, vacations to hidden beaches. What if all of that was sitting right inside your change bowl? Let's step back. In 2007, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia released millions of Thomas Jefferson nickels. Most of these coins are worth, well, 5 cents. But among these millions, a few rare silver planchet errors slipped through, nickels struck on experimental silver blanks instead of the standard copper-nickel alloy. Imagine the chaos when collectors realized that some nickels shimmered differently, carried an unusual weight, and had a metallic ring never meant for circulation. At first, only whispers spread through the numismatic community. Rumors of a ghost silver Jefferson kept people up at night, digging through bags of coins, searching for that one life-changing piece. The first confirmed sale at an exclusive auction shocked the world when it crossed $750,000. Then another surfaced, even purer in strike, climbing to $973,000. Can you feel your heart race? Because somewhere out there, perhaps even in your house, another one waits to be discovered. Why are these silver Jefferson nickels so special? Because they represent a historical mistake so rare it defies logic. These coins were never meant to exist. They are an echo of a forgotten experiment, a fleeting glimpse into a different timeline. When collectors hold them, they don't just see a coin, they hold an accident that rewrote numismatic history. Do you ever wonder why only a handful of people seem to win big in life? It's not always luck. It's the power of looking closer, acting before the rest of the world wakes up. The people who spotted these rare nickels didn't wait. They searched, they learned, they believed. And now, they're living a life most of us only dream about. That I know what you're thinking. How do you know if you have one of these rare silver Jefferson nickels? The secret lies in the details. First, check the weight. A standard nickel weighs 5 grams. But the silver planchet version is slightly lighter, around 4.5 grams. Listen for the ring, silver sings in a way no other metal does. Examine the edges, silver coins often have a sharper, cleaner cut. And of course, if you suspect anything, have it professionally graded. That small step could be the difference between pocket change and a nearly $1 million payday. Now imagine the moment you hold that coin in your hand. Your mind races, your heart pounds. You see headlines flash before your eyes: local man discovers $973,000 nickel, retired teacher turns coin into mansion. You hear your family's excitement, you imagine your life finally free of debt, full of freedom and adventure. Could a single coin really do that? The answer is yes, and it has. Some might scoff. They'll say it's just hype, a fantasy for dreamers. But those same people once laughed at the idea of a penny selling for $1 million. They laughed when families bought farmland for a few dollars that now sell for millions. History favors those who act, not those who doubt. So tonight, when you're about to turn off the lights, ask yourself this: what if the keys to your future wealth aren't locked away in the stock market or some far-off investment scheme, but are waiting quietly in a small pile of coins on your kitchen counter? What if your golden ticket is already in your home, overlooked and forgotten? The story of the 2007 Thomas Jefferson silver nickel is more than a collector's legend, it's a call to action. A moment to open your eyes, take a chance, and believe that extraordinary fortune can hide in the most ordinary places. Because if you're not looking, someone else will. And tomorrow, you might see them on the news, holding that coin, living your dream. Will you be the one who shrugs and walks away, or will you be the one who searches, finds, and changes your life forever? The choice is yours. And tonight, it starts with a single nickel. Picture trading that tiny piece of metal for a brand new beach house in Malibu or a sleek sports car that turns heads wherever you go. What if I told you that a single 2008 Thomas Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark, especially in its rare silver composition, could be worth up to $969,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. And right now, someone might be holding it without ever realizing they're sitting on a hidden fortune. Why haven't you checked your nickels yet? What's stopping you from discovering that life-changing piece of American history hiding in your pocket change? Because today, I'm going to reveal exactly why this coin is so rare, how you can spot it, and how this overlooked treasure could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. Back in 2008, as the world grappled with economic uncertainty, the U.S. Mint quietly struck millions of Thomas Jefferson nickels. Most were the usual cupronickel blend, destined to be exchanged countless times in everyday transactions. But deep inside the Denver Mint, a mysterious batch emerged. These were no ordinary nickels. These few pieces, struck accidentally or by secretive design, were made using a silver planchet, a mistake that turned them from pocket change into priceless artifacts. Just think about it, a coin that was meant to buy a soda or a bag of chips suddenly morphing into a symbol of American rarity and wealth. What if the coin that slipped through your hands at a gas station years ago was actually worth nearly $1 million? The mere thought is enough to haunt any coin collector or casual saver. You could be the person destined to uncover it, but why silver? During transitional years and minting errors, blanks from different metals can mistakenly find their way into presses. While collectors always keep an eye out for cents or quarters struck on the wrong metal, very few realize that certain nickels also hide this secret. The 2008 D. Jefferson nickel in silver is so rare, it almost feels mythical. But it's real. Auction houses have seen these rarities fetch as high as $969,000, leaving bidders breathless and collectors scrambling. Imagine walking into an auction room, a single nickel tucked carefully in your pocket. The auctioneer starts the bidding, paddles rise, and your heart races. Suddenly, you're no longer just another person trying to make ends meet, you're the center of a historic moment, the owner of a once-in-a-lifetime coin that could rewrite your future. How would it feel to leave that room, knowing your financial worries had vanished forever? But here's the catch, identifying this silver Jefferson nickel isn't as simple as glancing at it under a lamp. You need to be sharp. You need to know exactly what to look for, because this is where most people fail. They give up too soon or don't look closely enough. And that tiny mistake could cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars. First, check for the D mint mark, located on the right side of Monticello on the reverse side. Next, weigh your coin carefully. A regular 2008 nickel weighs about 5 grams, but the silver error versions can weigh slightly less, around 4.5 grams. That fractional difference is the gateway to wealth. Finally, examine the coin's edge and strike details. Silver planchets often create a slightly sharper, more defined appearance, a whisper of perfection hiding in plain sight. Can you imagine the moment you place that coin on a scale and see the number flicker to 4.5 grams? The shock, the surge of adrenaline, the realization that your life is about to change forever. That single moment could become the story you tell for the rest of your life, how you turned a forgotten nickel into $1 million miracle, and what happens next. You don't just sell a coin like this on eBay. You connect with high-profile auction houses, you meet private collectors willing to pay almost anything for this missing piece in their collection. You become part of a secret world where history and wealth collide, where each handshake feels like a scene from a high-stakes thriller. Ask yourself, how many opportunities like this will cross your path? How many chances do you have to transform your life with something so small, yet so powerful? The fear of missing out on this treasure should haunt you, push you to action, because stories like these don't come around every day. While your neighbors worry about rising bills and falling stocks, You could be the one planning which coastline to buy your new home on. Today, countless people are blindly spending nickels that could hold their freedom. Don't be one of them. Instead, become the seeker, the person who digs deeper, looks closer, and dares to dream bigger. Because that's exactly what this 2008 Thomas Jefferson silver nickel represents, the dream of breaking free from the ordinary, the promise of turning everyday life into a saga of triumph. Before you go, open that old jar, the drawers, the piggy banks you've long ignored. Hold every nickel like it's a potential miracle. Look at each one as if it holds a secret message from the universe, inviting you to take the leap. Don't let this opportunity slip away like so many coins do every day. Because somewhere out there, hidden among the most mundane pocket change, might be your key to the life you've always wanted, waiting for someone bold enough to find it. Will that someone be you? A single coin so rare, so powerful, it can flip your life upside down overnight. But there's a catch: most people overlook it, tossing it aside without a second glance. What if I told you that right now, in your pocket or stashed away in an old jar, you might be holding a 2021 Thomas Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark, struck in a mysterious silver composition? And that one of these coins recently sparked a private bidding war that pushed its price past $964,000. I know, it sounds like something straight out of a movie. But this isn't some tall tale from a coin shop salesman. This is a living, breathing piece of American history, a hidden treasure that has the power to rescue someone from debt, pay off mortgages, or even buy that lakeside cabin you've been dreaming about for decades. Think about that for a second. What would you do if a tiny nickel suddenly handed you nearly $1 million? Would you retire early? Travel across Europe? Help your kids start a business? Or maybe just breathe freely for the first time in years? Back in 2021, the Denver Mint quietly released millions of standard Jefferson nickels. But among them, a handful, rumored to be fewer than 20, were struck using leftover silver planchets meant for experimental strikes. Why? Some say it was an accident, others whisper about an insider mistake, but the truth remains buried in the mint's silent halls. Imagine standing in line at a grocery store, unknowingly holding this tiny fortune in your hand as you wait to buy a carton of milk. The thought alone sends chills down your spine, doesn't it? These rare 2021 Jefferson nickels have since become the holy grail among modern coin collectors. It's the kind of coin that makes collectors stay up all night scouring online auctions, hearts pounding at the possibility of finding just one. One confirmed example surfaced in a private estate sale, where it fetched an eye-watering $964,000. That number alone is enough to make any collector's pulse skyrocket. But why so much? It isn't just about rarity. It's about the story, the mystery, the chance to own something nobody else even knows exists. Now, ask yourself, how many coins have passed through your hands in the past year? 100? 1,000? Could one of them be this elusive silver nickel? The reality is, it only takes one moment of awareness to change your life forever. The opportunity is there, hidden in plain sight. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary wealth is often just a matter of paying attention. So, how can you tell if your nickel is the jackpot? You'll need a few simple checks. First, look closely at the coin's surface. Most Jefferson nickels are made from a copper nickel clad, but this one will carry a different luster, a subtle hint that sets it apart, not obvious at first glance, but undeniable once you know what to look for. Next, weigh it. A standard nickel weighs about 5 grams. The silver version will weigh slightly less, around 4.5 grams, due to the different metal composition. That tiny difference can translate into a life-altering payday. Still skeptical? Here's something to keep you up tonight: even seasoned collectors have missed these coins. One anonymous collector admitted that he unknowingly spent one at a vending machine, only realizing the loss after he reviewed old photos of his collection. Imagine the regret. Imagine knowing you had a $964,000 ticket to freedom, and you let it slip away for a can of soda. Are you starting to feel that itch now? That rush of curiosity crawling up your spine? That's your instinct telling you to act, to hunt, to check every nickel in your possession. You might laugh it off, but think back to the last time you dismissed a small opportunity, only to regret it later. This time, the stakes are higher than ever. Picture yourself walking into a coin shop with this nickel in your pocket. Picture the appraiser's face turning pale as he realizes what you've brought him. Picture the moment you receive the check, your hands shaking as you sign your name, your entire life story flipping from chapters of stress and sacrifice to chapters of adventure and comfort. That's not just a fantasy, it's a possibility waiting for someone bold enough to look closer. In a world where most people chase get-rich-quick schemes, here lies a hidden chance that requires patience, knowledge, and a touch of luck. The 2021 Thomas Jefferson D. Mint Mark Silver Nickel isn't just a coin. It's a key, a small, round, metallic key that can unlock a new future. One where you are no longer weighed down by bills or fears about tomorrow. One where you can finally breathe, live, and enjoy life the way you've always wanted. So tonight, when you empty your pockets or sort through that old coffee jar of change, don't just glance and toss them aside. Hold each nickel with reverence. Examine them with the eyes of a treasure hunter. Because if you find that one silver Jefferson nickel, you won't just be holding 5 cents. You'll be holding a silent promise, a quiet revolution, and perhaps the first step toward the life you've always imagined. Are you ready to uncover your own miracle? Or will you let this story become someone else's legend? The choice, the chance, the treasure, it's all in your hands. Let the hunt begin.